Greetings, I'm M.K. Mueller, the author of 8 to Great, and we're here to help you understand a little bit more about this character ed curriculum that we offer to schools as a 6th through 12th grade empowerment process, which can be taught over 9 weeks or all year for a couple of years. So it's incredibly flexible. The book 8 to Great is written for adults, and recently we came out with a student handbook, which is also available for students, optional for anybody who wants to implement the program. So why should you consider 8 to Great? First of all, the difference is it's an empowerment process, which means it's going to empower students to take charge of their lives, their behaviors. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Secondly, it's a process, which makes it very different from anything else out there. It's going to give students a step-by-step way to be successful. I often say to students, if there were 8 steps to changing a tire and I only taught you 7 of them, would you drive away in that car? Probably not. What we found is there really are 8 steps to being successful. If you've seen The Pursuit of Happiness, or Blindside, or Rudy, or Bend It Like Beckham, or Seabiscuit, or Coach Carter, or Hoosiers, or any of those true story movies, guess what? The main character uses all 8 of the steps in 8 to Great, and hint, they use them in order. We're offering athletes like Allie Venjan a process that will help them in any sport. Allie heard me for an hour teach the first 2 highways of 8 to Great and then took 8 strokes off her competitive golf score in the next 24 hours, knocking the undefeated state champion on her tush by 2 strokes and getting a scholarship to Colorado State University. You can Facebook Allie if you'd like to tonight. At any rate, no matter what it is that students want to improve in, academically, athletically, social relationships, 8 to Great is going to give them the skills to do that. How can one program do that? Again, because it's a process rather than a reactive process helping students just handle one thing like bullying or overeating or absenteeism. This gets to the root cause of all of the problems that we have with students, absolutely every one. Sioux City School implemented the program with just the bottom third of their very large freshman class. They found 60% fewer Fs, 80% fewer office referrals in that group. So impressive that now all of the freshmen at all 3 of the high schools in Sioux City, Iowa are implementing 8 to Great. Let me tell you a little bit more about what makes this process different. You know, one of the things we say is that the difference between a process and a program is everything. Here's one of the activities in the 8 to Great curriculum. I know what you want. You want the fun, the friends, and the freedom. Come on, isn't that what you want? But what happens? Every so often you wake up and you go, oh, where did it go? It was right here. I just had it. Where'd it go? And then other days you say, well, that's kind of what I wanted. It's not really what I wanted. Come on, can I have the good stuff back? Can you tell? It's a magic trick because I know the process and you don't. But when you realize all it is changing where you place your thumb because of how the pages are cut, then all of a sudden it's not magic anymore at all. We use the magic book in our 8 to Great classrooms to help students understand that getting the lead in the play or first chair in the band or getting the scholarship, as one student recently did, a $40,000 scholarship he hadn't even applied for, is not magic or luck. It's using a process. Now, when people like Chris Gardner, who this movie was about, Pursuit of Happiness, used the process, he didn't even realize it, but he was using the 8 steps of 8 to Great. Wouldn't it be better if we could help students understand what that process is in the first place? All the 8 to Great processes are very simple. In fact, we teach the world's most powerful positive attitude formula. How can we say that? It's FGH. Forgive the past, be grateful for the present, have hope for the future. Now, how important is positive attitude to your students' success? 0 to 100%? Just yell out a number. Yeah. The average number yelled out is 98%. Wow. Okay, so 98% of our students' success is based on attitude, and yet they don't have a definition. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they could walk out of our schools with FGH in their back pocket? Forgiveness, gratitude, hope. Not only does 8 to Great teach the formula, it teaches students how to do each of those 3 steps as part of our 8 to Great process. Here's another simple example of what we teach in 8 to Great. We call it the power pyramid. And we start off by asking students this question. Gang, is power a good thing, yes or no? Yeah, I'd agree. Power is a good thing. It's kind of like electricity and those lights. There's a bad thing you can do with it, but basically power is a good thing. Well, here's what we teach about Adolf Hitler when people say, but power isn't always a good thing. We say, well, it's not really Adolf Hitler's power that was the problem, is it? The problem is the German people did what with their power? Right, they gave it away to him. So we're going to say, students, that power is always a good thing, kind of like electricity. But there's a bad thing you can do with it, and that bad thing is to give it away. Now, don't think it's just students that give their power away. Adults have given their power away very recently. Economists came on right before we announced the recession and said, the worst thing we could do is call this a recession. The worst thing we could do is call this a recession. And what did we do the very next day? In every television show, every newspaper, we called it a recession. So all the adults said, uh-oh, the recession's coming, we better stop spending money. Which, of course, caused the recession. So it's not just students that give away our power. All of us give away our power from time to time. And 8 to Great helps us understand that we can stop doing that whenever we want to. When we give our power away, we call that being at the bottom of the power pyramid. And we give it a number, 5, which means we're only 5% powerful, or think of it as a car, 5% fuel efficient. But where do we want to be? Oh, we want to be at 95. We want to be 95% fuel efficient, where we're not wasting any money, we're not wasting any gas or any time. Well, think about it, gang. All of us have had 5 days. All of us have had 95 days. But what we offer to the students is the following. Would you like to learn the fastest way to go from a 5 to a 95 kind of a day? That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it? All right. Are you ready? Let's have a drum roll. This is really important stuff. Here you go. The best way to go from a 5 powerless place in your life to a 95 powerful place is simple. Choose thoughts that feel good. Now let me say that again. All you have to do is choose thoughts that feel good. Did anybody walk into this classroom today with something you could, if you wanted to, worry about or complain about? And of course the students say, yes. All right, did anybody walk into this classroom today with something you could, if you wanted to, be grateful for? Let's see those hands. Well, what do you know? Everybody raised their hand. So the fact that you raised your hand for both of those tells you that you have a what? You have, exactly, you have a choice. It's kind of like those people in Haiti. Haiti was in a lot of trouble, guys, before the earthquake killed millions of their citizens. But wow, think about the problems now. And yet my brother, true story, just came back from Haiti, 2 weeks in Haiti. He's a dentist. He pulls about 50 teeth a day when he's there. God bless them. Thank heavens for Novocaine. At any rate, so when my brother came back the first time from Haiti, he called me and he said, Mary Kay, I said, yeah. He said, you won't believe what I learned. I said, what, sweetheart? They're so grateful. Wow. What do the people in Haiti have to be grateful for, class? Exactly. That they're alive and that what? Right. That the whole world is coming to help them now. That's a great thing. Well, don't you figure if the people in Haiti can be grateful, we sitting here in the wonderful United States of America with no earthquakes around us have a lot to be grateful for, yes? All right. I say you can be grateful for anything you'd miss if you didn't have it tomorrow. Like those cool tennis shoes? Come on, you'd miss them. Okay, admit it. Yeah. So we help students understand that when they're at 5, it's because only 5% of their thoughts feel good. They're mostly focusing on, oh my gosh, what if I don't pass the test? Or I remember that one test that I didn't do well on. They're 5ing. But when they're 95ing and saying, wait a minute, I studied really hard for this test, and I know I'm going to nail this. I'm going to just I am going to really be able to do well on this test, or on this athletic event, or at this job interview, or I know when I ask her out, she's going to say yes. That's 95ing. The wonderful thing about 8th grade is the 95 process or the 5 process have nothing to do with what's going on around us and everything to do with what's going on inside of us. So let me end this section with this point. 8th grade is about internal motivation versus external. External motivation is when we say, if you don't do this, we're going to punish you. And what do we know about our most at-risk students? Home life is so punishing, nothing we say is really going to scare them. Here's the other external motivation we love to try with students. If you do this, we'll like you better and give certificates and pats on the head, and they really don't care. So what does that leave us with? If external motivation doesn't work, we've got to go to internal motivation. 8th grade helps students understand their dreams, understand their power, and use their power to achieve those dreams. More in Part 2. Thanks so much.